Welcome in, you Jerry's World bastards. How you doing today? I got a special edition, infrequent edition of Meet Our League Mates. I'm trying to get back on track, and it's a little easier when I share an office with this guy. Welcome in, Brady Garrett. I got him in. He got me in for this. How you doing today, bro?
Good man. Good to be on here. I was excited for it ever since week one. Oh yeah. Rocking a little more trashy than your tower, but I'll take her.
Brought to you by
Twice
Can
twice the
Alcohol
size. Size does
Products.
matter.
I got a bite size today. You're right.
But yeah, man, ever since you announced doing this before the season even started, I thought it was an awesome idea. So I was already looking forward to it since even before the season. I saw we weren't playing each other till week 13, but it's good to be
Pivotal.
here now. I like you said, I told you we got to make it happen after like the past 4 or 5 dudes, and it didn't work out.
Right. It didn't work out, but little news flash to the four: James, Paul, Marcus, and Nick. Let's still get something figured out, okay? We'll still get something. Maybe after I take the chip this year. I don't know if you guys would want to do a podcast after that, but you know, let's figure it out this year because I'm trying to make this something that's sustained for next year and the year after. We got to meet everyone. Mm.
I'll match you sip for sip.
Match me. You gotta watch out, dude. This can be done in 2 seconds. It's my social blip. Like
Oh, for
some people play with their hair. I drink.
No, definitely.
Mm.
You don't even realize it really until you're in a social setting, and then you're like, I just downed 3 beers without even thinking about it. That
Until
that
you go into the
subconscious that
bathroom.
subconscious social anxiety. You don't even think
Yes.
I didn't even think I really had social anxiety till I realized I was intentionally drinking hella just so I could have more fun at parties and shit, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And you don't realize it till you're looking in the mirror in the bathroom, like, oh, dude, I'm actually kind of nauseous. But let's get started. Let's start off with probably the hardest question on here for everyone. Who is Brady? Who is this guy? Who is this guy?
Yeah, this question, man, gives me PTSD to like the first question in every interview you ever have. Starting to get
No,
nervous now. Thankfully, I can at least do this when I'm nervous, unlike in an interview.
no, you get a job for me any day.
But man, who is Brady? I guess I'll could give the boring answers just coming from the top of my head. Born and raised in San Diego. I'm actually repping a SD shirt right now. So yeah, I know there's a few Chargers fans in here. Fuck them moving to LA, dude. Wish they were still in San Diego, but born and raised there. Moved here to Flagstaff to go to NAU. So right coming out of high school, came here to Flagstaff. That's where I met Josh. We were in the
Yes,
same
sir.
PE program, which is exactly what we're doing now. It's kind of come full circle, man. There was a story for another day. Long story short, this I wasn't sure this dude was gonna make it into the
Yes.
PE realm, and here we
Yes,
are.
sir.
So it's this is all full circle. Probably the reason I'm even in the league and everything. So hell yeah,
It's
but.
all it's all meant to be, dude, because you got me back into it. You got me back into it. I get a text one day. I see from Brady, who we hadn't hung out in like a year. Busy lives, but hey, Josh, it's time to bust out the old rusty whistle and clean off the sneakers because we need a PE teacher. And dude, I have you to thank for it. I love my direction. We're coaching together now. Like, dude, this is the fucking life. Like me and you share an office. Like, what the hell? I wouldn't rather be sharing an office with anyone else, dude. So,
Cheers to
cheers to
that, man.
you.
Cheers to
Cheers
that.
to you.
I
Mm.
almost forgot to take a drink.
And yeah, dude, come on. And I think you gave me a very Tom Brady answer, sticking to the point, bland, but hey, it gets the job done for that one.
Yeah, I
How
mean, yeah, 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 yeah.
how
I
about
was
them
gonna,
Chargers though?
man, I just came up with this off the top of my head right now. Cardiac Chargers, dude. Chargers be charging. This fuck the Sunday nighter the last week, a couple weeks ago, whatever, against the Chiefs, man. I thought, you know what confirmed for me that I already knew this, but in within like the Charger fan base, right? It's like, oh, Chargers be charging always. They find a way to fuck it up. when Chris Collinsworth and I can't think of the new guy. I want to say Al Michaels, but I know it's not him anymore. But
Yeah.
whoever he does it now with on Sunday night, literally on the Sunday night broadcast to the national, they were saying they literally mentioned like they be charging. They said that. So
You'd
one
be
of the two
charging.
were like they're gonna be they're charging, and I was like,
Yeah.
that just confirms it now on a national base, man. Everyone knows that they just such a great seems like team on paper every year, and I know every team gets hurt, but man, I'm definitely biased because I feel like I watch the most Charger games, but it's like it ain't a Charger game if five dudes don't go down during the game, and then we're just left trying to keep ourselves afloat, but I do like the future with Justin Herbert, obviously. I really like Brandon Staley too, but man, I don't know. It's tough. Obviously, it's easy to scapegoat the head coach when it comes to the team not being as successful as you wanted. I know there's a lot more to it. I really do like Brandon Staley. What I've seen from him, he seems great. I do like the aggressive nature. I feel like people have been giving him shit for it, but it's kind of like logistically or statistically showing that he's making a lot of the right moves as it is anyways, even though it seems bold. I like him. I'm not sure. I guess we'll see how the rest of the season goes over these next few games. Obviously, we're in the hunt still, but barely. We got to pretty much, I don't know about win out, but we'd need like the Patriots to lose every game and for us to not have to win out probably.
Right.
So we'll
Right.
see. We'll see. I'm always gonna be loyal, even I opened at the beginning with the who is Brady that I wish the Chargers had never left San Diego, obviously, but even in LA, I'm like, what am I about to do? Stop being a football fan, or switch to
Yeah.
some other team? Fuck no, I'm still gonna root for the Chargers. Fuck LA, but
They,
Charger guy through and through. But man, I as a back to San Diego sports as a Padre guy, obviously too my whole life, the fact that I was born barely before they made it to the World Series in the 90s, so obviously don't remember that. So basically, since there's been no success, but finally these past couple of years, I mean, literally this year made it to the ALCS. So I'm like, shit, I just need the Chargers to pick up where the Padres are leaving off now too, and start putting the pieces together and at least make it deep in the playoffs. Obviously, like to keep the expectations realistic, it's not like I'm like Super Bowl or bust, but we just need to make a deep playoff run and then
yeah.
keep the hopes up from there. But
I
obviously, yeah, the Chargers, man, the Chargers be charging. Always such a
Yes,
good
sir.
team on paper, and then just find a way to go like barely above 500 or 500.
Cardiac charges, baby. Cardiac charges. I think Brandon Staley's head coaching position is the most volatile in the league right now because this dude could go like if he wins out, right? Best possible outcome. This dude could be coach of the year candidate, taking a roster that before the season started, everyone's like Ballin, Khalil Mack, Jackson on defense. They're finally getting the repatch on the offensive line that Herbert needs, blah, blah, blah. But dude, no team has been hurt statistically. Like facts, no team has been hurt more than the Chargers this year. And Brandon Staley could go from being coach of the year if he's in that position to if they don't make the playoffs, how is he not in the hot seat, right? Because Herbert, you're wasting a rookie contract where you can just throw everyone around him, right? You can put all your money into anything else besides the QB. He's going to get 250 guaranteed pretty soon here. You're wasting some prime years. Like, are you really going to take another chance with Brandon Staley if you guys don't even make the playoffs again? You got to make the playoffs for Brandon Staley to. I say he's in the hot seat. What do you think?
I'd
If he doesn't make
agree.
the playoffs,
I definitely think there's some other coaches that are more on the hot seat, but it's one of those things where the expectations are so, were so high, at least at the start of the season, that I think it is worthy even at I can't even think of the record off the top of my head, like 7-6 right now.
yeah, yeah,
Um, he's still on the hot seat. Usually it would be like a 3-win season or 4 wins at this point that they'd be hot seat, but even slightly above 500, I'd say it's not that far reaching to say that he's not at least on the warm seat. We'll call it. He's on the warm seat.
Because he's on the seat that you sit on after someone else sits on it. You know, it's a little warm, it's a little damp, it's a little
Yeah,
uncomfy,
yeah, yeah.
but
He ain't got the seat warmers on, but someone just sat in his seat not too long ago.
yeah,
So
yeah, it's uncomfortable, dude. So, and it's because
I
it's
think if
Justin.
anything, the answer, the more guy that needs to be looked to is the like athletic trainers and the
Yeah,
athletic department. Obviously, it's football. The athletic trainers can only do so much, and these dudes go out there and get fucked up. But at the end of the day, you just pointed out the statistic too that the Chargers are the most hurt team. So it's like clearly something is different
something's
and
happening.
worse off than most teams are at. So
But Justin fucking Herbert is almost a one of one talent. Like I don't know if you saw Patrick Mahomes said that Herbert makes throws that not even he can make, which is just like that's crazy. That's a perennial MVP candidate, GOAT situation if he wins a few more Super Bowls. So Herbert has that potential. I don't want you guys wasting it on, Brandon Staley. If it's not going to work out, it's not going to work out. I got to watch Justin Herbert live this past weekend when they came back from down 24-17 with like 2 minutes left, dude. Got to see a game-winning drive from him. He's zipping passes, bro. I love him. I love him. I just hope that they're putting the right players around him, which I think they are outside of injury. Anyways, just checking the temperature, man. Checking the temp on the season, Brady. How are we feeling about our fantasy team? We've gone this far. I haven't talked about fantasy yet.
oh man, it's could almost compare it to the Chargers. So hot and cold. I started week one off with, I don't know if I was the top scorer or second top, but I was like,
Out
I mean,
there.
I felt okay. Let me back up a little more, I guess. Going into after the draft, I felt pretty good about it. My mistake this year was I'm in 3 leagues, which has just been way too fucking much. I'll literally be like rooting for somebody on my team in this league and then be like, shit, I'm facing them in my other league. So
Yeah.
you can never
There's just
win when
no
you're in
winning.
multiple leagues. But
Mm-hmm.
I felt good about the draft. The reason I brought up the other leagues is because not as good about it as I felt about like in another league, for example. But I still felt good about the draft. And then week one just confirmed it even more. I'm like, holy shit, my team, just popped off. Like,
Mm-hmm.
uh, a lot of players that since have done almost nothing, like put up big numbers. Like a couple players we'll probably maybe get into later, but uh, then it's just been hot and cold since. I feel like when I'm winning, I like put up big numbers, and then next week I'll put up like I can barely even get into 80 or 90. I can't even crack triple digits. Um, I have had a couple close games. I honestly as hurtful as that last game was where I lost by like 2 points or one point or something. I remember it was like 107 to 106. I remember winning 107 to 106 a few weeks ago or a
It's
month ago
been,
or something.
yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I only put up 106 points. You get like, I can't expect too much from that. But back to like your question, I guess. It's tough to say, man. This league is competitive as hell. This is only my second year ever doing fantasy. And last year it was one league and pretty casual. And then I jump into a 14-man uber competitive. Every time I'm checking the recent activities, I'm like, damn, more moves have been made. But I still feel okay. I mean, it's crazy how at 6-6,